Hi girlies! Barbie has an abundance of fairy movies, including the only true trilogy in the BCU. That's Barbie Cinematic Universe for the uninitiated. And I love any excuse to blab about Elina. So yapping mode is locked in, girls. It's Elina time. Elina came into the BCU early, cementing the fairy vibe. Elina is a beloved protagonist. And not just by me. Though I do have like 3 whole videos on the topic of how much I love Elina, and if you could go watch those and also watch all of my videos forever, that'd be great, thanks. And please subscribe, thanks. Elina is a wingless fairy who is overlooked and even bullied, but she becomes a hero of Fairytopia thrice over. The outcasts love her, the queer community loves her, and the disabled community recognises that a wingless fairy reads like a disability. She gets wings via enchanted necklace, like a fairy prosthetic. I also just think she's a really good and interesting character across all 3 movies. So straight off the bat, this is a 1000 out of 10 trilogy. Alright folks, good luck to whoever comes next. Mariposa is a friend of Elina's, and she's introduced to us via a story that Elina is telling to Bibble. She's a character who finds her inner courage and saves her kingdom, and who then discovers her inner queerage to save another kingdom. Visually, the world building of Mariposa is also absolutely gorgeous to me, with these deep purple tones, which I feel like is quite unique for this era of Barbie. The addition of orange to her wings in the sequel also just makes it a little bit more unique. She's one of the few orange themed characters, and it resembles the lesbian flag, which is fun, but it's also just a unique character design. 9 out of 10. To be honest, it's probably an 8, but the gayness in the second one, that's what brings it up to a 9. People argue as to where the turning point is between what is sometimes called like the pastel pink versus the hot pink era of Barbie movies, with character designs like Annalise or Clara being more soft, pastel, delicate. In direct contrast, the neon, glow-in-the-dark, light-up sparkle fest that is this dress has more of a pop star energy. I feel like Fashion Fairy Tale is definitely one of the ones that's brought up in that topic. It sort of marks like a tonal shift. Some of the earlier movies have more like a fairy tale feel, ironically considering I'm talking about Fashion Fairy Tale, but Fashion Fairy Tale introduces the fashion era. Some people are a little bit more obsessed with the older ones than I am, I don't know. Fashion Fairy Tale just sort of marks a very different energy. And the Fairies mark a whole different subspecies of fashion fairy. I have to say, I do kind of forget about Fashion Fairy Tale a lot, aside from the iconic song and the dress. For better or worse, I remember the dress. It's like a 7 out of 10. Fairy Secret, however, I remember. Least of all for the pride flag wings, but they do help. Barbie and Raquel have an excellent dynamic. I love one-sided rivalry just as a form of interaction. Like, Raquel thinks she's in a rivalry. But Barbie has no idea, and I think that's really brilliant. I also think that a really underrated aspect of like some of these movies, this does this, the Mermaidia movies also do this, of like having our very fairy tale princess adventure type situation with like fairies and mermaids and fantasy, and having it in like a very technologically advanced seeming city. Like, this is good urban fantasy. It's garish and like mildly hideous, but I also really love it. There's also such a lovely love story, and I don't actually mean Barbie and Raquel, but them too. I mean between the shopkeeper and her husband. Like, she chose to stay in Los Angeles, she's not a fairy, and I just think that's really sweet. And I like that we got to have like a little side story and a little moment like that. If someone really, truly, hand to their heart, really wants me to talk about Secret Door in more detail, I don't know, dude, maybe when I'm famous enough for a Patreon, then we can discuss things. God, until that point, I have one thought about this movie, and that's that the mermaid and the fairy should have kissed. wow out of 10. And that actually is it. The movie total is actually pretty small for this subgenre, which I guess is kind of fitting because fairies are... Never mind. Here are some honourable mentions. Thumbelina is a Twillerby. That's a dishonourable mention, actually. Princess Charm School! Yeah, that is absolutely a complete shoehorn job. Like, this has no business being in here. Like, listen, Greece is an icon. Argue with the wall. And all of those, like, fairy, princess, personal assistant, whatever, all of those little characters, they are gorgeous. They are so cute. They count. And you guys know me. It gets a 10 out of 10. And now that I've forced a PCS reference, that really is it. Maybe I should do like a ranking of the princess movies so then I can actually rant about Princess Charm School and have it be justified. But for now, bye girlies.